Welcome to the Spirit-Centered Business Podcast, where we blend the spiritual with the practical for supernatural results. Now, here is your host, Bralynn Newby.
It's so cute. Oh, you guys, this has been so good. I know. We're just having some fun behind the scenes here, but yeah. Welcome back to part 2 of Spirit-Centered Business with Carolyn and Andy Arnold of the No Limits Ranch, and we are here on site in the Cavan cabin. This is the annex of Elk Trace Ranch. Yep. And if you missed part 1, definitely go back and take a look, because they were just talking about some of the dreams that they had and some of the implementation that they did from their God time, that God said do this and they did it, and now they're here, which is amazing. And so we also talked about the conference that we just did last week, a retreat for not for the kiddos or the disabled vets, but for people who are kingdom who wanted to break off limits. So make sure that you go back and listen to that if you missed it. And so now we want to continue. And at the end of last segment, Ange, you asked me if you could tell your story. Sure. And so let's start with that. You can tell your story. How about that?
That's great.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Well, first, I have to tell my story, which is great. I think I was about in 2017. This is just me sleeping, and my spirit is up there, and it's me. I was sleeping, and I saw Jesus walk in the room. No, I meant room, and I was just big. I didn't say anything until he reached. It's like a fish in me. His hand went up to my spine into my DNA, and he went like this, and he slowly do this, and I placed his hand on me. This is me when I'm asleep, and my spirit saying, "What are you doing to Andy's body?" He said, "I am giving him my DNA." So now I am just being me in the earth. I just until he changed my life, until I have his life. So it's great that I have his DNA, which means I can be more like him on the earth. So that's my story, and I thought about living and about no limits, and had to break off limits off because this is what of who I am is about identity, and about oneness with him, and to find a quiet place to and to have a say, okay, but I want to do this, and I want to do that because I'm a king. And he said, okay, I'm going to show you. And so he did through my work, through my painting, because anyone can sit in this chair. They will feel healed. They will be healed if they sit in this chair or a painting. Because I am all about that, and about no limits, because again, there's no limits in God, right? There's no limitations.
Can I just clarify? When he says to sit in the chair, Andy paints chairs, like beautiful rocking chairs, and there are some here at Elk Trace. This one, see this big rocking chair right here? It's just amazing. They're going to be painting one like that for the silent auction in October. That's going to be really good. But the whole point is that when Andy prophetically paints a chair and he hears what the Lord says about this chair or about this painting, then when people sit in that chair, they get to experience what Andy experienced. And that's what he's saying. When he paints healing chairs and people sit in them, then they have the frequency of healing and people get healed.
Yes.
And that is so cool. I want to ask you something else. You mentioned identity and oneness, and I think you also coach on who is God,
Yes.
right? And so that's why you're studying the Hebrew letters and the Hebrew, so that you can speak more in the language that how God created the earth.
Yes.
Do you want to tell people more about any of those three areas that you coach in?
Sure. The way, because I'm a life coach, I like to pray for people. I do, and I always have their problems. You know, I do. Pray for me. Let me have the list there. I mean, private messages. Yeah. So I've been praying.
You're a spiritual coach, right?
I'm a spiritual coach because about the power of love. I tell you what, this love can change your future. It can make the future for you. If you honor it, you will. If you let's say for instance, if you heal up your body, if you deeply love your body, say, body, I love you, which means it can heal a step faster. Love can do that because about the power of oneness, because if your arm is so full of him, of the oneness you have in God, because the earth and the weather and the forces of nature respond to his original design. And when you go on barefoot on the earth, and you step on the earth and say, I am this, and that's your identity. So I'm going after identity, and I see people have identity issues, and I can fix that.
You're awesome, Andy. So you just came up with a new t-shirt, and you said that too, right? Love can change your future. And like,
Can we put that down?
yeah, can we, well, it's on the show now for our love can change your future.
So
So
like this, live with no limit.
live with no limit.
Love can change your future.
And he also created a shirt when we were on Kingdom Talks, and that was Let There Be Awesome.
And
So- So these are all No Limits Ranch merch. So they'll be available on the website eventually.
We're working on it.
Get them all sorted. Yeah. So that was identity, and Bob. I love that you said that.
I love you said that, baby.
I
You were
know.
talking, I'm like, oh man, I'm having a little explosion in here.
Yeah,
so.
and you were talking about oneness, right?
Oneness. Yeah. Tell the peeps about oneness.
Oneness is so full of Abba. Oneness is to be one with him. It's cool. I love this. It says, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, which means it is so full of him. Well, here, oneness means to me is say, Father, I am one, as you and Yeshua are one. Us and you are in us. We are one, which means that the earth responds. Even creation may respond like, oh, that's the Son of God. This and that. Like, oh my gosh, let's go after him. You know, that's called oneness with him. It is so full of him. Oneness is to bring him. It is a state of being one with your Father, with your Creator who made heaven and earth.
So good, Andy. That was
Oh yes, when Triple event was here, I love it. I love him so much because I've been listening to him. I've been training on this about heaven and earth. I like about say, okay, Father, open up the heavens. I want to hear from you. And so when you do that, because your words have power, okay? It has power. It can destroy, it can heal, it can wound. I really love this. When Tim Benz first spoke about opening the heavens, to say, okay, that's awesome. And so I did my own. I say, okay, Father, open the heavens. I want to I really want to bring what is up there and make it happen in the earth realm. Because just like in my paintings, because the way I gaze at what I see, so full engaged, so full of him, so full of so abundance with him, the more I see, the more I gaze at what I'm doing. One thing I can see, one thing say, okay, but Father, how do I do that on the earth realm? You say, well, that's so easy. So this is heaven and earth. Through my paintings and through my chair, it says, if anyone who sits in this chair would, if anyone can have this painting, will be healed because of the power of oneness takes them into you are now with him in glory.
Yeah, and then one other thing we should point out and mention that your coaching sessions will be available very soon, and they're very short times where Andy just will take a look at what Father is saying about you and just speak it out over you and pray for you to manifest what the Lord is saying, because he and Father are in that union, that oneness, right?
Yes. May I do it? Do an example?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's say my mom. By the way, I want to do an activation for you, Mama.
Okay.
And so we can break those thumbs off.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now that's how you do, peeps. Oh, Father, thank you so much for my mama. What do you say about her? She is loved. I decree and declare. I declare that my mama sees a sun in her. She is rising. She is shining for your glory has risen upon her. Nations will attract to her at the brightness of her rising. Abba, I thank you for your angels here. Thank you that you know who this woman is in you, in Christ. This is her identity, a son, and she is arisen. I see her as she is a well, Father. Yes, she's a blessing. She is a gift from you. She is a radiant splendor of the glory of God. I declare that my mama is blessed. I declare that my mama is of who she is in Christ. Jesus, I thank you. I invite you here to now open up the heavens and to tell my mama who is she in you. Amen.
Oh my gosh, so good.
And I'm in
So yeah, and so you do that on Zoom as well, right?
Yeah.
So if anybody wants Andy to look into the heavens for you and pray over you, definitely go to the nolimitsranch.com. We'll have that ready soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that's a lot. Carolyn, you haven't even said anything in this segment.
Ooh, I'm just so filled with just the heavy weights. It's, thank you, Andy.
Oh.
Wow, that's just really powerful, Andy. I'm just kind of like, all I can say is that heavy weights. That's so good. And
Thank you.
I mean, it had substance. There was substance. There is substance in what you released. Thank you.
Of course, I heard this word of you. I just heard Father. I was like, here, he's there. I mean, he said, I got this, Mom. I got this. Take those off. My burden is light. It's easy. And my burden is light. Take this off and be free of your suffering.
Well, I tell you what, when you put on a conference and you have never done it before, and you know it's going to cost so much money, and you only have this much, thank you, Andy. His yoke is easy, but I got this, Carolyn. Funded, right?
Yes,
Funded.
funded.
Fully funded.
Fully funded. Hashtag. Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my gosh. So that was so good. I almost like, oh, what do we do next? But we have not talked about, like, what are your hopes and dreams for the future of No Limits Ranch? And this is only because we're putting a signpost when this goes out and it's digital. I mean, it doesn't go away, right? So when we're putting the signpost in the ground and saying these are the hopes and dreams, then we can always come back and say, well, what manifested? How much was just exactly the way the dream came? How much was bigger? How much was more? How much shifted? How much changed? So that's why I want to just kind of talk about hopes and dreams for NLR.
All right, my turn. Okay. This is the logistical stuff. Yeah, this is the scroll that we see that I'm really excited about. We are continuing to have our special weeks where we have, our kiddos come in with their families, of which we have one in October. And Bralynn is going to be a part of this one because we will have parents, the first part, and we'll have kiddos, the second half. And so Bralynn was asked to be a part of team building. And it's for a special organization here in town called Aspen House, and I'm on the board of directors of that now. And it's a home that is being built for young adults with mental disabilities. And so, when you are a parent with a kiddo who has special disabilities and they've been living at your house for, many, many years, and then they're going to go live in another house, parents, they deal with stuff because, they just they got to let go. And so Bralynn has been personally invited to come and be a part of team building and lie busting for the parents to be able to let go so that their child can fulfill their purpose, and so can they.
Yeah, team building for the board and for the staff of the Aspen House organization, and then helping the parents to work through the inner stuff that's going on during this transition time.
Yeah, so that's coming in October. And then Then next year, we're setting up some special events that will be here at Elk Trace, hosted by No Limits Ranch. So we're working on an art retreat right now and having artists come in from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, inviting people in to come and learn. And then we also have some people that if I said their names, you would know them because they have got, ministries that are phenomenal that said, we want to be a part. So look for retreats to come up in the future for 2024 with some of your favorite people who will come up and teach, and we can just sit with them in an intimate gathering, and we'll let you know about that, and you'll find that on the nolimitsranch.com, the dates, the prices, and so forth. And then so besides doing events like that, we also, we are a ranch, and there's things that we desire on our ranch. And so we are very excited that in the future we will have Highland cattle. And two things with that, Highland cattle, number one, they're just really cool. Yeah. And they're the long hair ones, the nice Celtic cows that we will have here on the ranch. And they're very engaging. And even the little minis, that's to draw people in. And also, as Father said, Carolyn, everything that you're getting here on the ranch is not just for you to have a pet and love, which is important, but it's to give out. So our cattle, when people come, it's to, for our kiddos, it's tactile, it's touch, it's love, it's relationship. Everything we do here is about relationship. And we will have that, with our Highlands. We will also, we're working with organizations now and people for our therapy horses. And I believe that in the next year, we'll have our own therapy horses here. And they will also be our personal horses, but yet for everyone who comes in, we can offer that. And so then as well, when you come to Elk Trace and No Limits Ranch, we have got the beginning now, but we will continue to get more mountain bicycles so that you can come here and enjoy the scenery by bike. And we'll have, we desire to have electric bikes too for those that have a little trouble with the altitude, seeing we're at 8,000 feet. And so, then we want to implement, we are like in cowboy country. Yes, we did live 32 years in Texas, but now we're in Colorado and cowboys they're cowboys. We're in the midst of horse country. And so we also are at, we're in Navajo and Ute country as well. And so one of the things that we love to bring is we want to have teepees here on the land so that people can just glamp to the finest. And so look forward to that in the future too. And so just to have the full, cowboy Native American vibe that we have going on here in the very best that we can give in the hospitality that, Yahweh has put within us. And so, and so we'll continue with our own merchandise, and you can find that on there too. And so those are just a few of the things that we see for the future that we can't wait to bring for those that come to the ranch.
And Carolyn,
yes.
We've been working on the last couple of days about something that I think is very important as well. Yeah. Because you guys see how amazing Andy is, right? Yep. That didn't happen by accident. Yep. You're not an accident, Andy. The Lord had a lot to do with that. And Carolyn and Bill had a lot to do with Andy being the amazing force of nature that he is. Right? He rocks the glory every day. And so Carolyn would like to help young moms and parents to be able to handle and train up and just raise and nurture their Downs kids like she has with Andy. And so we've been working on some things that Carolyn would like to share about her story of how that happened, and some things that she would like to teach. Maybe memberships, maybe online courses. We haven't exactly fleshed everything out, but you guys, she's a wealth of information. So if you know any young moms, especially, but any parents in general that need some support and guidance and ideas or strategies of how to definitely walk with the Lord and nurture your Downs kids so that they can live with no limits, just like Andy, then you'll definitely want to connect with Carolyn. And you can always do that at the nolimitsranch.com or on their Facebook page or anyone like that. And we're going to get those rocking and rolling in the next couple of months. And so maybe even to launch at the October event. I don't know. That's my thing, not hers. So don't hold on to that. That's business coach saying, oh yeah, we can get her done. But I'm excited for that because I think you have so much in you that just needs to come out, and so much brilliance and so many ideas. and just your walk with the Lord and that oneness, so that you can get strategy in the moment of what's happening and what's happening. You need to teach people to do that, because I don't think that a lot of people are doing that, especially if they're in church. They were never taught that. Well, I wasn't.
I was never taught that.
Right. So if you guys know believers who are, having a Down's kid or even autism, I'm not,
Any kiddo with disabilities.
Yeah. Definitely, keep Carolyn in mind, because she's going to be releasing some pretty high-powered teaching on that. So, yeah, that's coming.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else about Andy, about Carolyn, or about and No Limits Ranch
And Bralynn.
Oh, and
She is a part.
yeah.
And if, what we have too, what it says support the vision, we do have on there, support our moo-moos, support our horses, if you want to, trade into our cattle, you want to trade into their feed, and just help us to bring what is in heaven onto the earth through creation, through the beautiful form that we know that we now have here on 100 acres. We easily have the facility to house everything now that Father has put in our hearts to have for everyone, for you, for when you come here, or whether you come on vacation here, of which you can, or whether you come to one of our special retreats for our special families at no cost to them.
Yep.
And that's what we do. So
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah. So again, you can trade into that vision. And if you have a special heart for the Highlands or the horses or any of the fishing, all of the toys that they're going to have, which include the bikes and the fishing poles and the kayaks and whatever else they're going to get, those are all going to be available, and you can support the vision and trade in that way. And then, of course, there are sponsorships where your business can go ahead and be a sponsor of something, whatever you choose to do. And then we'll put your
TP.
Yeah, there you go. And then we'll be able to post your business on there. And, depending on the level of sponsorship, we might be able to do something else too. We'll see. But anyway, so you guys are just so amazing. I love what the Lord is doing through you. I love that you are taking the word of the Lord and you're walking it out. You're manifesting it from just being a thought or an idea that the Lord gave you, and you're making it real on earth. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes.
You're truly spirit-centered, and I just am such an honor to know you, call you friends, and be part of your movement.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing this together.
I know. All right. Okay, you guys, until next time, stay spirit-centered. Peace out.
Peace out. I want the glory.
Hey there, SCB peeps. I want to give a huge shout out and deep appreciation and thanks to Candace Benton. She has become a super sponsor for the Spirit Centered Business Show. So I would appreciate you helping me in sending blessings and abundance back to her. Thank you so much, Candace, and you are well loved.
Thank you for listening to Spirit Centered Business with Bralynn Newby. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. The next stage of doing business by being spirit-centered is coming together in collaboration, working with spiritual principles and knowing our destiny. Join our tribe at spiritcenteredbusiness.com, and we'll catch you on the next broadcast. Peace out.